Good evening again from Toy Robot Collections PH, and I am doing another vlog on the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Limited Black Edition Legacy. I believe I was able to unbox this particular collectible toy in Trufa Pasta some time ago, but right now we are going to go a little bit more detail on the toy, especially because we are going to combine this edition of Megazord with the Dragon Sword. So again, this is a very popular, or rather was a very popular series, and just imagine up to now, after many incarnation, it is still a favorite among children. So imagine the Power Rangers, which was released, I guess, in the late 90s, had already more than 20 years, perhaps 25 years of existence, and it's a sweet spot for toy collectors everywhere because the children who grew up watching these shows have now the buying capacity to collect this particular toy. So the difference in what I'm going to do now is actually to separate the components, look a little bit more on what the toy can actually do, the poses that you can make, and finally combine it with Dragon Sword, which I was able to show also in another unboxing video some time ago. So we are going to split up the Megazord robot that you see into the sword components like the Tyrannosaurus, the Pterodactyl, the Mastodon, the Saber-tooth Tiger, and the Triceratops. So let's see what we can do, and we'll try also to imitate what is here in the box, or shown rather at the back of the box, which is this particular attack tank mode. So let's see how we can do that. Okay, so the first step is to disassemble the component parts. I remove the sword. This particular part of the arms can actually be removed. Right, so the feet as well can be detached. Right, so it's very simple. You can detach that, and even the breastplate can also be detached. This one, okay. But of course, we have to be careful when detaching and attaching the pieces, because we might break it by doing that. But this toy is actually very sturdy, so it doesn't break easily unless of course you lose your grip and it falls to the ground. Okay, so right now we're going to see the different components. So I guess the easiest thing, or to in other toy line, you might call it transform. So this is actually the Triceratops sword. So you have here the Triceratops, right? But for this model, the funny thing is this feet is actually not you cannot move it. So it's just like a steel piece, but it has a very clear Triceratops design, but it's not moving. So I don't know if there's a version wherein the feet gets extended like the Voltron cats, but for this particular version, it's just steel, and you can just use it to display. Okay, the second one, which is still the foot piece, would be the Saber-tooth Tiger. So for the Saber-tooth Tiger, it's like a Voltron lion, right? So the feet can be extended. Right? You can actually make it into a lion, but again, it's not really a lion, but rather it's a saber-tooth sword. Right? So these pieces can actually be moved, so you can actually make it pose the way that you would like to in front of a camera. Okay, so that's the saber tooth. Next will be the pterodactyl. So we'll see how to form the pterodactyl, the mastodon, and the tyrannosaurus. So from this body, after extending the legs, you actually remove this part from the back, which will form, I think, the pterodactyl. And this is what you have. So this will be the Tyrannosaurus. So a while ago, it was like this. So you just need to turn this so that it will snap and combine at the back. And then you open this part of the chest so that the Tyrannosaurus dinosaur head will appear. And then snap back the chest. And here you go. You have the Tyrannosaurus sword. But if you notice, this part of the arms is again fixed. So what only moves will be this side. Right? So yeah, I think it's a bit restricted in terms of articulation, because I believe that this collectible toy is not really meant for playing, but actually it's just a quick display, or it's like a statue or a figure that is actually meant for display rather than as something that children will play with, right? So again, we have the Tyrannosaurus, we have the Triceratops, right? And we have this particular saber tooth, right? So we are left with two more, and this will be the pterodactyl, which is actually combined, I think, with this portion. So this is for the pterodactyl. Actually, I think the pterodactyl is just a simple, this is the press plate a while ago. So you just extend the wings, right? And you extend the head. And there you go. You have the pterodactyl. Nothing much to do, right? But it really looks like a pterodactyl, and you can actually use your imagination. But I think the sticker will become damaged if you keep on, let's say, putting it on top of a surface like the table or the display cabinet. Because of gravity, the sticker might be scratched because of the contact with any surface, right? But again, that's the pterodactyl. So the 5 components for the sword, or the Megazord. So this piece now actually forms one set of the legs for the remaining sword, which is the Mastodon, which I believe is a fan favorite. So this is actually the shield that Megazord was actually holding a while ago before we split them up. And then we have this particular parts rather that you can put together to make for the body of the Mastodon. So for the Mastodon, remember these were the arms of the Megazord. So they will correspond to actually feet now of Mastodon. So you just need to pull this here. And the hand is actually hidden now, and you now have the leg part of the Mastodon. So we need to put it here by stretching and making it the leg part with the buttocks, and then you fit this particular stopper or peg, fit it with the hole from this part. So, and then make it snap like that. And lastly, we put the head piece. We snap these pieces with the appropriate hole so that it will actually form the head. See? So it's a cool looking mammoth, which is the mastodon. So there we go. So once again, we have the mastodon, we have the triceratops, we have this one, which is the, what do you call this? The saber-tooth sword, the Tyrannosaurus, and then the pterodactyl. So I'll just snap a picture of these 5 together, of course, with the box rather behind them. So now we have the 5 swords neatly displayed for you to see. Okay, so moving forward, we will, for the last thing that we're going to do with this particular presentation, we'll be actually doing the full tank mode, right? Or the, what do you call that? The attack tank mode, which is this one. And then lastly, we are just going to combine it with the dragon sword so that it will be ready now for display as a combined Megazord and dragon sword. So you make the Tyrannosaurus sword look like this. You now hide the feet from when it was a Tyrannosaurus, and then you connect now the Triceratops and the, right, it's just like a Megazord, but it's actually lying like this for the tank mode. See, so it's like it's now like a tank, right? The body of the tank. Then of course the mastodon, a while ago we removed the head piece, right? And then we collapse the body, extend the arms, and it will now form the part with the missiles. And then we connected the pterodactyl part at the back. And then this comes with the box, right? So these are extended gun pieces so that it will really look like a tank. See? It looks like the nozzle of the tank. By the way, you can actually open the head, and there's like a weapon at the mouthpiece of the Megazord. So it now looks like a tank. So lastly, you just put the pterodactyl here. Okay, so it now looks like the tank mode of Megazord. Okay, so there you go. And then for the last part in our demo right now, we're going to have the dragon sword combined with the Megazord. So I think this is already near 5 minutes. So what we did was actually to combine to split the Megazord into the 5 sword parts or pieces, and then produce the attack mode. I'm going to do another blog video wherein we combine the Megazord with the dragon sword, because I do not want to make the presentation longer than 10 minutes. I think it will be in another vlog. So this is what we intend to do. So you have here on the left, right? On the left side is the dragon sword, right? And then on the right side, at the top is the Megazord, but again, this is the Legacy Dino Megazord, and it is actually the colored version. Sadly, I was not able to find this particular colored version, but we tested in SM Toy Kingdom, and what do you call that? The Black Legacy Edition actually fits the Dragon Sword for this particular version, which I was able to show in another vlog. So we're going to put the dinosaur part, or the Dragon Sword part on top of the Megazord to form this particular combination of robot. I do not know what you call it when they are now combined. Okay, and in the future, if I'll be fortunate enough to be able to save up for Titanus, which is actually very expensive, this is actually my goal. The Black Megazord together with the Dragon Sword plus the Legacy Titanus is equal to this one. Okay, so stay tuned and have a great night, everyone, and I'll be creating another vlog with combining the Megazord and the Dragon Sword. Thank you all, and good evening.